What's up, everybody? Check out The Drip. IntoTheAM.com/KidSmooth. Get yourself a cool, comfortable graphic tee. IntoTheAM.com/KidSmooth. Get 10% off the entire store. Now let's get into the video. Y'all, I know I've been gone for a couple days and my kids are probably loud in the background, but it doesn't matter. We still gonna get this video. Yo, lately on Twitter, a lot of talk has been going on in regards to Forza Motorsport, the upcoming game from Turn 10. And between Digital Foundry and Red Dragon, and shout out to Red Dragon, many of you know Red Dragon he used to be one of my favorite content creators, and I say used to because he doesn't do YouTube content anymore, like to the degree he used to. But he's been on Twitter, and he used to lean Xbox. Now he's kind of lean more like anti-Xbox, and his commentary on things are just like are funny. But like he and Digital Foundry have been parading this idea that Turn 10 have they are what's the word I'm looking for? Being disingenuous. They're being dishonest on how Forza Motorsport is going to look on the Xbox Series X. They're denying that it's going to have this ray tracing ability. They're denying that it's going to be 60 FPS. They're denying that it's going to be 4K. They're denying that it's going to look this good. And they're mad at that the gameplay demo, which we got, which was the actual demonstration to give us what the game is actually going to look like and play like on when we get it, whether it be on Xbox, PC, or whatever, right? That the 1 minute sizzle reel that they put out afterward had better global illumination features showing off the game. They mad. Well, that's dishonest. Even though we just saw like an extended version of the demo where we could say, okay, this is more like the real game, and they want us to be upset at some sizzle reel. They even want to go as far as get us mad at Forza Horizon 5 for showing ray trace like reflections in some trailer. Now, Forza Horizon 5 has been out for 6-7 months. We already played the game. We know what the game looks like. We know what features it has. So whatever their CG trailers, whatever trailers that look like in the game, doesn't really matter. Not one soul right now is telling you that Forza Horizon 5 has ray tracing in game. We know it has ray tracing modes that you really aren't playing, which is like the Vista modes and stuff like that. But the ray tracing on Forza Horizon 5 is not even available on PC in game unless you mod cheat it and force it in. So it's a lot of unnecessary stuff. But the thing is, I want to talk about this video is because the way that Red Dragon and Digital Foundry are talking about Xbox and Forza, they're like they're talking about Turn 10 as if they're like Ubisoft, right? And I love me some Ubisoft, but for some reason they're under the impression that Forza, the people at Forza has a historical trend of downgrading games. They're under this impression that Turn 10 and Playground don't produce visually stunning games. You know what's crazy? Forza Turn 10, even during the 720p, 900p Xbox One era, were producing 1080p 60 Forza Motorsport games at high settings or better on the Xbox One. When Battlefield and Call of Duty was running at 900p and 720p and all this other crap, Forza was delivering a high quality game at 1080p native 60 frames per second locked. Wasn't an issue. And the game got even better in 2015 with the Forza Motorsport 6. 1080p 60 frames per second, right? And then guess what? The Xbox One X came out. And who was the first to show off any sort of game running on specs targeting the Xbox One X? Remember when Digital Foundry, which is weird that Digital Foundry, this is Alex, but from Digital Foundry is talking all this madness. But I remember in March of 2017, Digital Foundry got to see Forza Motorsport, a demo of the game running on the Xbox One X before when we thought it was when it was called Project Scorpio. That's when they got to see it, right? When it was called Project Scorpio, right? And they were like, oh, it was running at 4K 60 and the settings was close to what it could run at on PC. And then what happened when the game came out in October of 2017, Forza Motorsport 7? The game ended up looking better than the game looked earlier that year when they got to see it. Remember, we got to see that little rainy screenshot? They premiered the game, running on Xbox One X, native 4K 60. Even at this time, actually, Forza Motorsport 7, for the longest time, literally held the only racing game to run at native 4K 60 FPS for a long time. I think up until this gen, actually. So, it was running at native 4K 60. The settings was on par with the PC highest settings. I think there was only one difference in the comparison in the type of SSO or whatever that they were using, right? So, now, I'll tell you this, Turn 10 has taken a break because Forza Motorsport 7 was 2017. We're going on like 5 years, right? But for this whole entire time, was pretty much the best looking game, one of the best looking games on the Xbox One X. Game looks good on the PC. Forza Horizon obviously got some shine because they've released obviously more games within that period. And then their recent game, which is crazy, Forza Horizon 5, they just showed us a similar demo. Just like how Turn 10 is showing us this demo, Playground showed us a similar demo using the same tech, the same image quality tech, how they scan the whole environment and everything just looks realistic. The nature, the water flowing, everything just looked very like touchable, attainable, right? Forza Horizon, and then they started playing the gameplay. And guess what happened when that game came out, when Forza Horizon 5 came out? Guess what happened? It looked the same. It was like, oh, this is real. So suddenly, for some reason, Digital Foundry, the Red Dragon, have went on this tirade and they want to question if Turn 10 is deceiving us. And they are the only two teams that I know that have consistently delivered what they've revealed to us before. I don't think Turn 10 or Playground has ever delivered a downgrade. So I'm like, why are they going so hard? Oh, because it was running on a PC that was targeting Xbox Series X specs? That's why you're mad, because it was running on PC? At the end of the day, Xbox can show all their games running on PC because all their games release on PC day and date. So that doesn't really matter. And I will say this, I don't care what Bless Red say, I don't care what any of these PC Master Race people say, whatever they call themselves these days, right? Whatever y'all calling yourself these days. I don't care what none of y'all say. Games that Xbox makes, the first party team makes, for Series X and PC, I have not yet, and I'll date this all the way back to Gears 5. No, I'll date this back to Forza 7. They don't make games. Their games on PC and Xbox don't look different from each other. They don't. I don't care. I've been playing Halo Infinite on PC. Actually, the Game Pass video, the Halo gameplay was on PC. That was me playing on PC. Looks no different than what it looks like on Xbox Series X. Forza Horizon 5, don't think it looks any different on the Xbox Series X from PC. I don't think Flight Sim looks any different. I don't think Gears 5 looks any different. I don't think Forza 7 definitely doesn't look any different. So I'm like, so my thing is, knowing this, I don't care if Xbox team is showing a game running on PC, because chances are the game is going to look pretty damn close. They probably do a better job than anybody as far as, and I hate to use this word parody, but in between, when it's their game showing off their platform on PC or their platform on console, there's almost virtually no difference. The biggest difference you really can't see with your eyes, right? It's literally frame rate, because you have the flexibility on frame rate. You know what I mean? On to go higher than 60, to go higher than 120 on PC. So obviously the games are going to be capable of doing that, right? But as far as image quality, visual quality, Xbox does a good job between PC and Xbox making those games look to par, so that, you know, they don't have a product that looks inferior on another one of their products. And when they do that, that's when the Series S comes in. But I think it's literally unnecessary hate right now that's taking place for Xbox Series X for Turn 10. They're getting a unnecessary amount of this. I don't know why this tirade of they're being dishonest or they're doing deceiving marketing tactics. I think that's wrong, and I think you know why I think it's wrong, because they're calling this right without us even playing the game yet. They're already touting them being untruthful with not allowing them to deliver the game yet. So my question is, when they deliver the game, when it comes out in the next, the game gonna come out in the next 7 to 9 months, right? When the game comes out in the next 7 to 9 months, right? When the game finally comes out, right? And we see it, if it looks exactly like this or better, which I think is gonna look better because they got damn near a year to release this game, which is in a playable state, right? Then was it still deceptive? What if Forza Horizon 5 that we saw was played on a PC, which it probably was that deceptive? Because the game still looks exactly how it did when they actually it looks better because they actually updated it a couple times and tweaked some things here and there, so it actually looks better. So my thing is, you're saying it's deceptive, and you're saying this before they release the game. See, I understand why you would say Watch Dogs was deceptive. The Watch Dogs showed you something, it looked crazy. By the time we got it, it's like, this ain't it. Like, this is not what we saw. The Division, same thing. That's one thing, because you saw one thing and they deliver you another thing. But Turn 10 and Playground Games have consistently showed us one thing and delivered us that same damn thing, if not better. So why all of a sudden is they getting the Ubisoft treatment? And their Turn 10 is known for what? Frame rates and resolution. Their games typically 99.99, whatever, always hit their targets. And now, dude, I don't care how many times they zoom in on Forza Motorsport and they try to look at it, I think it's dynamic, but it's native here. It's time. Nah, the truth is they're running at 4K, 60 frames per second, VRS 2.0 or tier 2, whatever it is, their little image quality trick, and that's how they're going to be able to get ray tracing in. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be like high tier. I'm pretty sure the PC's probably going to be able to offer and deliver higher tiers of ray tracing depending on your card. But the Xbox Series X isn't going to be too far behind, because even this game was running on PC, right? It was running on PC, and you know the guys at Digital Foundry were like, well, I mean, it's gonna be like, you know, the quality and ray tracing, it's great, but you could tell it's compromised. Okay, then that's how they're going to do it. But we know it's going to be 4K. We know it's going to be 60 frames per second, and they're going to have ray tracing in game. Sure, I don't care what they do in replays or in their garage. We know that's going to have the highest quality of ray tracing, and the replays is going to have the highest quality of ray tracing and global illumination. GT was able to do that, and it was fine, right? Most games that show you ray tracing, or not ray tracing, but replays in their garage modes, they amp up the image quality to 10. You know why? Because it doesn't matter how the frames perform in that game, because that's not you playing. At this point, you're not playing the game. You're looking at it. And I don't care if the frame rates drop to 33 frames per second in replay mode. You know why? Because I'm not playing it at that point. It's not being played. We're just looking at it, right? So I don't understand like this big deal, like this whining that Digital Foundry doing, this troll tweeting and protest tweeting that Red Dragon's doing to try to protest against Turn 10. I don't think they're being deceitful. I don't think they're deceiving us. I don't see anything wrong with the demonstration they showed. They showed us one of the best looking racing games since Forza Horizon 5, and even better since they're gonna have ray tracing in game. And if they're upset about that, they're upset. But at the end of the day, there was nothing wrong with the demonstration of the game. And for them to say, oh well, we want to show how this is gonna be played, Nick, you're going to be, whether you're playing on Xbox or PC, you're going to be getting this game, right? You're going to be getting this game. So at this point, it really doesn't matter if it's shown on a Series X or the PC. You're getting the same game. It's going to look like this. It's not going to be one game's going to look like freaking the Unreal 5 demo, and the next and then the console version is going to look like freaking Super Mario World 2. Like, no, that's not how it works. So stop with the fear-mongering and the unnecessary articles, tweets, and comparisons and the ultra zooms in this virtual signaling as something's wrong. These dudes were honest. And the Asian dude, he's the the lead developer. He said in the video, bro, we're not like they ain't got no reason to lie to you. Forza has no reason to lie to you. The worst thing the Forza team ever did was do something with loot boxes in Forza Motorsport 7. Never nothing with performance, never nothing with visuals, never nothing with delivering a quality game. And that is my video. And yeah, man, if you guys got a problem with what I said, let me know in the comment section or on Twitter, man. But that's the video. Make sure you visit intotheam.com/kidsmove. Get your 10% off. And Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace.